Hey Spoodley, thanks for swinging on by and dropping a low. I'm just busy posting on different channels. Running a bit late tonight. Hope your stream goes well though. Everyone's here. What's going on? Right. A little bit behind the times. The webcam seems to have stopped. Let's just put back on. There we go. We're back on. There we go. How is everyone? It's Monday. What's poppin'? Oh, it's gratis. I too am also at this location. Good to know. Everybody's here. Just this. Oh, wow. Yeah, and you over here. Oh, excuse me. Right, let's get straight into it. No need for chats. Yeah, wow. Excuse me. Just I made myself a little thing of tea before we started. So I'm gonna have some tea. Just go over here for the time being. There we go. What's on the agenda for tonight, painting friend? Well, painting pal, since you asked. We're going to finish probably this little chaos dude on the commission. Spoodley, Dancing Lizard. Yeah, we're going to finish this Chos guy off. There's not really much left to do on him. It's just going to be the like brassy gold trim, the weapons, the skin, some like metals and some leather straps. Like, it'll not be much. And then I think I'm going to do some boarding action terrain, or we might get out all of the thank you, Spoodley. Enjoy your stream. We like the chat in the window. Yes, this is a new thing that I've sorted out. Let me know if it's too big or if it like is going to take up too much of the like painting view. I don't think it should, but there is still like even if we like zoom in like this close, it still it still doesn't take it up. But let's roll this out. Back out. Yeah, so we're either going to do boarding action stuff, or we are going to get the next commission out, which is the World War II stuff, and we'll like clean it up and just have a bit of a chill chat one. Go and see the text of the chat as it's orange text on an orange background. Oh, I can read it. It might just be small on the thingy. But let's see if we can change that. Set style. Okay. Let me know how that looks. Anyway, that should be a bit better. Oh, nice cup of tea. What text at the bottom is also very small. You see, it looks quite big on my screen. Cardinal, hello. We're going to be painting the rest of this Chos dude, which we started at the back end of last stream. And then we're going to do either some 0-200 hours prep for the next commission, or we're going to do some boarding action stuff. One of the two. Hello. I've just made myself some tea. I'm just getting sorted. Whatnot, like a little cup of tea. Tempted by all this Team Yankee chat. Yeah, me too, mate. Me too. Russians, bizarrely. Because you can get hind Ds, which immediately made me think you could do a Metal Gear Solid Shadow Moses theme on the tanks and the helicopters. I was thinking. They do, yeah. Obviously, like the starter box things are limited a little bit. I also looked at doing like the like Israeli stuff. That looks quite cool. But then I kind of, from the looks of it, kind of makes me think as well that like a lot of like the supporting armies, like sort of like Israel and Iran and that sort of thing, by and large will use stuff from the other kind of countries anyway. And it's just like paint scheme and decals, really. That's the it's the one to do. Martox, do it. Do it. Yeah, a lot of the other armies just use leopards and T-55s. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it has piqued my interest, and especially for just doing full, like armored games as well, like no infantry. Because I remember the Flames of War rules for infantry were was something. they weren't the best, were they? So. A base cloth. This is like the only bit of cloth there is. No, but you know I'm right. It's horribly bad influence matter. He's the reason I've got half of the Nature Darkness set built and painted. Got me all hyped about the Horus heresy. So you're suffering the same way I am with Prince Bloody Chaos Trim. This isn't too bad, to be honest, because it's largely black or like a dark metal, but it ain't too bad. And I've already done 10 of them for this guy for like the first bit of the commission, so he just asked us to do like one more. But by and large, the trim's done. To be honest, it gets hit with black before the oil wash, and I do an all-over oil wash. I don't pin wash. So it gets hit with a black and like a really dark grey, and then just some like metal chipping. And then the only bits that I really tend to colour in will be like this skull on the knee. Will get done in bronze. The like centre belt buckle, the centre chest buckle. That'll be about it, I'll be honest. But it isn't too bad. But doing the other 10 pretty much killed off wanting to do anything chaos related for myself. That's one chat. That was my issue with Flames of War. They try to be an infantry only game with the odd tank. Team Yankee just accept it's all about tanks. Yeah, which I guess kind of fits the like the time period it's set in as well, isn't it? Which is like really that kind of not like advent of like mechanized warfare, but it wasn't really a boots on the ground kind of game. Tungsten planes, yeah. So, I mean, I've seen that you can get like some infantry support squads for Team Yankee, but I'm just not bothered by them. I don't like particularly that scale of game. The infantry doesn't really do anything for us. Whereas I tend to find like the tanks are quite nicely proportioned and still look quite good at that size. I was tempted by the just picking up the starter set, to be honest. I think I'd seen it on eBay for like 45 quid, something like that. So I was tempted just to pick up the starter set, which looks like it's got kind of half a starter set in each side. Couple of tanks, couple of planes. Which one were you fancying yourself then? Out of interest. I know that Ian has gone with West Germans, I think.
Another soul claimed.
Worm Farmer Eddie, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Hope you're well. Give us a shout if you're working on anything that you'd like to share. Just feel free to drop some links, as long as they're safe for everyone to view. Germany is watching. Cool. Like the whole country, or? It's a bit ominous. It's just coming in with dropping there, gonna be honest. No, just a dude in the east. Fair. What have we been up to today then? Is Eddie okay, or would you prefer Worm Farmer or Worm or Farmer? Yes. Or do you like the full title? Oh, silver, I think. Other. How do I like? How do I like what? Oh, I'm easy, whichever you prefer, mate. Eddie works for me. Worm Farmer, whichever you prefer. Try my best is to call you by whatever you like. Do, 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 do. You working on anything in particular at the moment, Eddie? You into your Warhammer or model building in general? Started 3 months ago playing Kill Team. Nice, this is what we're working on. This is a Chaos Legionary for a Kill Team. We did a full 10-man Chaos Kill Team for a viewer a couple of months ago, and he's asked for an extra dude to be done. All working on at the moment. Like the paint and build, nice. Yeah, I mean the paintings. Is this kind of the part of the hobby that I enjoy the most these days. I tend not to play very much. Played a couple of games of Age of Sigmar this year, which have been really fun. But I've not touched 40k in a long, long time. Right, I need some of my black, brown, blue wash. You have any pictures of the stuff that you've done that you'd like to share, Eddie? We've got a Discord where you can post pictures in. Share it with the wonderful community that we've got here. Thank you, Ness. Get the back of the chainmail here. I always forget that bit. I think I've got all the metal here. This like wash that I've put together for the for like aging the brass, which is just Agrax Earthshade, non oil, and a little bit of Pterodon turquoise. Also works really well over silvers. Gives it like a really nice kind of oily, silvery kind of look. I also discovered today that my like subscription thing for Office 365 has expired that I got with my website. Which means I've lost access to my Risky Paints email address for the time being, because they want £60 a year to operate that like Office 365 thing. And while it's lush to have a @Risky Paints email address, I just don't know how much I can justify that cost. Where can I post the pics? So if you join the Discord, there should be just a bit in there which has got completed minis or work in progress minis. So yeah, hobby and painting, and then either work in progress or completed. If they're finished, just pop them in completed. If they're working on them, then work in progress. The only thing we ask is that we post actual pictures, not links, just because we want to see a big old wall of pictures rather than a wall of links. But welcome on into the Discord. Thank you for joining. Put some skin down there. Right, so you get a bit of wash around the metals on his face there as well. Right, I think that's all the metallics done. Charlie wants to win your opposite the cat in. Chaos Cat, Joss Cat. Joss Cat Charlie, Synth Viking, hello, hello. The Kit Bash, not seen that weapon anywhere. Chaos Space Marine Plastics. This, I believe, is from the Chaos Legionaries Kill Team box. I know definitely the torso is. And I'm pretty sure this is from that one as well. This is a commission, so this was just sent to me, like, as is. I didn't build it or buy it or anything like that. Thank you for swinging on by. How have you been? Thank you for the shout out as well, Ness. How have your white scars been coming along, Mr. Viking? It's been great getting along with white scars, but you know, it's tough pitting white. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. White's a shit. How are you approaching your white? Are you doing like a white primer, or you could work it up from grey, or what's been your tactic so far? Too true. White's a right bugger. Yeah. It's a pain in the hoop. Way back when I did an army of Eagle Warriors, Space Marines, and they were just half white, and that was still a pain. So I cannot imagine doing a full white army being particularly painless like. Grey, so yeah, then sort of like contrast corrects white, and then whatever white bright works. Army paint has a nice matte white. Nice, yeah. If you're open to suggestions for paint, Monument Hobbies do a range called Pro Acryl. Their bold titanium white's supposed to be quite nice. I haven't used it personally. Just I've heard a lot of people say it's pretty good. If I'm doing white, I try and do as much of it as I can through an airbrush, just because of the coverage being a lot nicer. Away painting white, I don't really have an airbrush, that's tough. Yeah, so the way that I go for is you just have to layer it up, and it has to be really thin. The problem that you get with when you're thin white, it has a tendency to go chalky. So what I will use is something like a really light blue gray. So my go-tos at the moment is blue gray pale from Vallejo, or this Arctic blue from Scale Color 75. They both kind of have a similar kind of thing. So I'll do this to base because it has pretty decent coverage, and then I'll do a mix of this and the white, and then another mix of this plus more white, up to pure white on the edges. Because you never want to be like, you never want to have your mid-tone be white, because then you've got nowhere to go from there. That makes sense. Jesus, my first time to share something on Discord. We managed it in there. There we go. Oh, very nice. Oh, cool. You gone for the Tau. Just roof. Oh yeah, got some orcs in there. They look great, man. 3 boys in there. Nice, man. No, you've actually smashed them out of the park. They're really nice. That. I'll have one of them. Flat of approval.
Nice.
Thanks. You could try that on your next batch. Yeah, it's worth experimenting. Your other option is to use a white primer, like a pure white primer, and then use like a bluey grey contrast paint, and then come back in with the white. If what you could look at getting is some soft dry brushes. I think I've got something like this. So these are like round and soft. So when you're dry brushing it back on, you can do it in like a circular motion, like that. If you were doing like a shoulder pad, you would come in and do it like this, really light and gentle, and it'll just gradually build the white back up. Might go a bit grainy because white doesn't really like to be dry brushed, but that's another thing you could try as well. These are Army Painter masterclass dry brushing sets, and you can get them on Amazon for like anywhere between £12 and £15. I think I paid about £12 for that set of 3. Just dampen them a little bit, and I mean like dampen them and get all the like, or most of the excess moisture off, and then do your paint and just kind of work it. You're gonna work it all the way into the brush, and then from there you can just go on. I did the bases for some Marvel stuff like that, so the bases on here were done with these brushes. So you can zoom in a little bit, yeah. So this was just, that was 2 paints. That was a really dark grey, and that blue grey pale, just dry brushed over. So you can kind of see how soft and subtle the dry brushing becomes. It doesn't go particularly chalky. So that's another option for you as well. It's fine. I would rather sit and talk about techniques and stuff to people than than sit and paint my own stuff. This is a big reason why I stream. Just to chat about different techniques and to help people out and stuff. So always feel free to ask questions. Yeah, that's about right where I want it to be. Sharing enriches the hobby and the soul. I'm going to do that brown leather, so that's fine. That brown leather, that's fine. Just these straps that are holding his collection of little rockets and missiles together. Quite a few of them. All. I've been looking at some colour schemes to paint the Asher gang. When you get them? Ooh, you not got them yet? I thought you were going to get them on payday. It's not been payday for you yet. Payday was 2 days ago, and I've worked each day since. Up on Wednesday's going to go pay Swifty a visit. Nice. You're going to pay him a visit and then go to the shop next door and get it for 20% off or something instead. Can you imagine? You're not that kind of asshole. There. Nice thing now. Oh no, because it disappeared. Probably so. Ah, damn. Oh. Yeah. What are your thoughts for your colour scheme then, Nisk? I've already asked that. I guess so, since you've answered. So yeah, I saw a guy who didn't have a step-by-step on how he did the hair, but kind of looked like how I've seen plasma clouds painted. So I'm going to use a plasma cloud painting technique and call them the plasma jets. Ooh. You're going to all do different coloured, like, plasma hair? Like, different colour. Like, all the same or all different colour plasma hair? Because when I was doing my raiders for Fallout Wasteland Warfare, that was like the unifying theme between them all. Was they all had all the like rank and file had like dirty red hair, and the leaders and like the elites had like dyed purple hair. That could be quite cool. Yeah, so it'll be white roots and then fade up to either blue, green, or pink. Very nice. As ever, if you need to avail yourself of the pin facilities here, you're more than welcome to. Might attempt a multicolour for the leader. See how much you hate yourself. That wouldn't be that bad to do. I mean, if you wanted to do like a really just Billy Basic version of it, just do it white, the hair like totally white, and then just put stripes of contrast through it, and then highlight it up from there. You wanted to keep it like quite sort of like quite straightforward. Huh. So I went to go and squeeze my thing of purple wash, and just in time realised that the entire nib came off. That would have been great, as I just dumped an entire pot of Uchi Violet onto my paint palette. Okay, well that's goosed. Woof. That was lucky. Yeah. Yeah, that could have been spicy. Fix that at some point. Oh, and I've now just also then managed to shear the top of it off, so now it is open, but not in the way that I want it to. You get something on Amazon, something, buy some empty drop pots, looks like yours are starting to fall apart. Yeah, these were from Amazon. Had them for a while though, in fairness. These were just cheap and nasty, these ones, so see if we can get something a bit better. We're coming to the end of this this Chaos Marine though, so I think while that wash is drying, and before we go on to the leathers, I'm going to get the basing material on, because then hopefully that should dry before we become like before it should dry before we like come back to have to do it again, rather than having to like slap it on then hair dryer it. Now we might not be able to get into our pot. I think it might have welded itself shut. Good old Citadel mold line remover tool. Yeah, it looks like we've got loads of caked brute force and ignorance. Yeah, you know it. Right. There we go. Just needed a bit of loosening off. Ugh. Right. Might have been a little bit of a problem because they've been lying down in a drawer. Oh no, they haven't been stood up. Maybe the last time I used that I just didn't clean it off properly. Let's get all this cleaned up. Okay. Right. All the dried stuff up here. Straight on the floor. Where it belongs. Right. If anybody's not seen this before, this is just like Sterling mud, but in a bigger pot and more cost effective. Basically. Just like sand and grit with glue and paint and all sorts mixed in. You'll see that he's standing on some cork. And that cork isn't there to be a rock, it's just to give a bit of height to them so they don't look sting next to like Primaris Marines and stuff. It also makes it look like they're standing on like a mound of dirt rather than just like flat dirt. That's a bit of interest to what's going on. The nice thing about this is it dries sort of like matte. Like a dried churned up earth. I've used it before where I've added like bits of like fake flowers and stuff to it. Like rubberized horsehair. You like simulate things like roots and stuff. It's quite cool. The added advantage really is just the cost. So much more cost effective than buying the little tubs of like sterling mud and astral granite and stuff. And just manipulate this round. Speckle it up, build it up. There we go. That's the base. Kind of half done, to be honest. I'll let that dry. Hit it with some weather and powders, and then it's done. Really. It's kind of it. I'll have to go back and look at the pictures of the ones that I've done. I have done though. I'm trying to work out what tufts I use on them. I think I just used the little mossy ones. Right. Highlight up some leather. Also been sat trying to decide whether I want to do Tyranids when they come out or Lizardmen when they come out. Now I don't know when the new edition of 40k is due to drop. We might end up doing both, depending on what the time scale's like. But at the moment, playing a bit of like Age of Sigmar more than I am going to play 40k at the moment. So I'm thinking it's going to be Seraphon. And this thing's 10th due pretty soon. Could be. Like, it's going to be the summer, I think, right? That's what I think. That's what I reckon anyway. It's going to come in the summer. Seen a few articles from games retailers saying they haven't been given a lot of time to sell through their 9th edition codexes and stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, because they're going to become pretty much all obsolete on the launch of 10th, right? Because they're going to release like a whole bunch of like free stuff. Takes up quite a bit of space there, doesn't it? Your chat. Gonna do a quick test message. I just want to see if we can. Um, Like some other editions, remember, they'll generally be placeholder PDFs till codexes are released. Yeah, so what they said they're doing for this one, though, because they're changing everything about the game, just like when they did it with Age of Sigmar, the new rules aren't going to support any of the codexes. So all of the codexes are going to be obsolete on the launch of 10 or playing 10th edition. And they're going to do like PDFs of everything, was what I'd seen. Could be wrong, though. I imagine it'll go very much the way that Warhammer Fantasy did when obviously that disappeared, which is that there'll still be a very large following for the like last proper edition of 40k. Is what I imagine. Yeah, that would be cool. Then you can come let us all know on Wednesday stream what the what the situation is. Right, I think guys pretty much there now. This couple of highlights on this red leather. Should be gold. So yeah, I'd imagine there'll be like a much like there is people who still play like Warhammer 6th, 7th, and 8th, or whatever it was before that kind of disappeared. I think there'll still be a lot of value in the old codexes for people who want to play that kind of like final edition. So it was. Would be my guess, at least anyway. I think it's a great business move as well, because it means now that, if you just play Age of Sigmar, for example, it's just totally brand new into the hobby. If you just play Age of Sigmar and you want to get into 40k, the rules are going to be very similar, so you can just jump in with ease. Like, it's not going to be like having to relearn a totally different system, which is kind of what it feels like at the moment. It's always going to be those small groups who chant last edition was better. Yeah, it's always going to be the case, isn't it? Right, I think we're done with pretty much everything on this guy now. Put some highlights on some black bits we've missed. That'll be base and then done. Off the bench. On its way. Back to Mr. Tuscan. Right, I think we are going to have to get the hairdryer out and just kind of finish off the base on this a little bit. So I'm just going to put myself on mute. The hairdryer out. Weathering powder just on the bottoms there. We'll blend it into the base. Oh, I don't think that it's dried fully. It's fine. Let's get gonna get some sponge here. Let's put some texture into here. Pull this out again. The only problem is that when you hit it with a hairdryer, it just kind of goes a little bit lumpy sometimes. The nice thing is it means we can get some off onto the feet as well, which just helps further blend it in. Right, so then we have to leave that dry for a little bit longer before we do the like dry brushing on it. So we're going to pop this to one side just for the time being. We're going to work on the next thing. So we've got the option. Well, I'll tell you what actually I want to do is I want to show off. First things first, I want to show off what the next commission is. Next big commission is, sorry. This is another big one we've got. We've got old Mr. Ward Adams. Yes, it's in this one here. So, this sausage, and this sausage. This is a bunch more World War II stuff. This is from the game 0200 Hours, which is like a stealth skirmish game. World War II stealth skirmish game. We've got these, first of all, which are like little metal kind of characters. Let me just see if I can kill that out there. That's a little bit better. This guy in a kilt, like a rifle. Well, cool. We're going to do him in the Black Watch colours. Do the flamethrower. An RAF pilot, like down pilot with like the pilot gear on. Quite cool. Got this like special ops SAS kind of dude with the like ribbed like beanie hat and jumper. What looks to be like a well rod pistol, I think. And then we've got this lovely lady here, armed with what looks to be, I think it's some kind of Thompson maybe. But those are on good old fashioned white metal. Do you enjoy? And we have this giant bag of, and this one, I think this is, yes, these are all British Airborne. Now let me just zoom out a bit so we can see a bit better. Now we've got lots on the table. Wow. Yes, these are all like British Airborne. Oh, British Paras. Cool dude here with like a knife in his mouth. So there's lots here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And it's 24 of these dudes to do. I think you'll find she's armed with a gun. Yes, yes. That is technically correct. Yeah, so we've got like 24 sort of British paras, special forces, whatever it will be. And then this bag, I believe, is all German infantry. So there's some really cool ones in here. Got this guy surrendering. I think it's really neat. You know, got them like kind of searching with a torch. You know, this guy's standing to attention. I've got like what would be like an oberlieutenant, that sort of thing. Got like the overcoat. The officers and stuff. Just some like generic patrolling guys. Got this guy with the Alsatian German Shepherd. Scale looks very odd. I mean, so it sort of stands next to a Chaos Space Marine. Don't think it's any different to. This is the Warlord Games, like German stuff. So it's about right. Looks squat, like short on the leg. Maybe, yeah. A bit more like emphasized in the torso. Could also be just like the uniforms as well, because they've got jodhpurs and what would be like sort of calf or knee high boots. Obviously that's where their waist is. So with a cigar, pointing people. Oh, it's another guy here with an Alsatian as well. This one's sitting down. That's quite cool. Like, I think the idea is supposed to be like the it's supposed to be like the British or the SAS are supposed to be trying to like infiltrate into an occupied like stronghold or like strategic position held by the Germans. So it's like it's kind of billed as like a stealth like a stealth game, really. So I thought they were pretty cool. It was like 15 of them to do or something. So it's about 40 or so figures here to do. People busy for a bit, but the nice thing about the German stuff is I've painted so much like German grenadier stuff, German infantry and German uniforms that I could probably do all of them in like one night. They'll just get hit with like the German field grey and a wash and a dry brush. So see if we get some tufts out. Might just be the coat. Yeah, like it is a sort of like a great coat type thing. Right. Hopefully this should dry now. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Right. So base done. Mad Fortnite, nice to meet you all. Thank you very much, Eddie. Thanks for popping on by and for the follow as well. And yeah, hope to catch you again soon. If you've got any more stuff that you've been working on, obviously feel free to post it in the Discord. Would love to see it. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. From about 7:30. So if you're about, love to see you again. Perfect. All of the super glues I've been buying recently is all clogged up on us. And the ones that don't clog up on us are like stupidly expensive. I'm having to like get someone a paperclip and then like dab it down. It's such a fucking pain in the ass. All just to try and get a tuft in place. Cool. And that is the base done and done. So, get some black paint on the rim. And we can get this guy finished. And I think what I'm going to do, because I want to try and clear active commissions, is we're going to do some boarding action terrain. Which is mostly just going to involve gratuitous amounts of rust streaks being applied to wall panels. Done and done. Right. Hair dried up. Right. Chaos Marine complete. Pretty pleased with this as well. Nice bright, vibrant red. Dark and grungy everything else. Pretty sweet. Right. Next bit. So what we've done on these walls so far is all of the lighting, the skulls, the little bits of metal that we've picked out, not loads. We don't want to go too overboard with it. This is kind of what we've been doing. Nice big vibrant spots of colour. The next step on these now is to cover them. Well, not cover them, but we're going to use... oh, well, I didn't even see it gone, mate. Just chatting away. Yes, so we're going to pop some streaking rust onto these. Get them all streaked up and dirtied. So this is the rust streaks is like the final step for these. So arguably is actually the longest. This bit takes the longest to do. You've just got to get it in all the nooks and crannies and on the rivets and then streak it down. But it's also arguably the most kind of satisfying aspect of it as well. So I'm really pleased with how the glows turned out on these. Most importantly, client really likes how the glows turned out on them as well. So what we need to get first of all is our rust streaking grime. Is this lovely product here by IK Interactive. We need to get a synthetic brush because we don't want to use our nice brushes for enamels because it kicks the fuck out of them. And finally we need a little palette. Little palette. Ah, here we are. Two. And we need some of this horrible stinky stuff, which is white spirits. Don't need that just yet though, but we're just going to get it ready. What you should really use when you're using this is a mask or a respirator of some kind, because this product is minging, stinks, but that would also mean that we can't talk, because I'll be talking through a respirator. Generally what I do is just kind of, I always put them on across all of the tops. Then just random rivets. Get this on. This is quite thick at the moment, and then as it we'll try and let it dry, and then we'll streak it down. We don't need much on if we want to get that kind of streak going down. So on these like wall bits here, I only tend to put it on like the topmost ones. And then when we come in to do the streaking bit, I'll generally put like a bead around like all the sort of like the wall sections themselves, like around the bases, just to kind of show that like build up of rust, working its way up from the bottom. That's that side pretty much done. Sounds like a cat trying to scratch their way in there, being shouted at. So Kerry's just going to order me the Mass Effect trilogy picture from the BioWare store. The picture is £30. Shipping is like £67. Hell, where's it coming from? That's insane. I want to fucking copy the game for that money. That's absurd. Section number 1 done. The idea what we're going to do is we're going to put all of the like dots of the rust on, and then we'll come back and streak it once it's dried. That tends to give me like a better streak. Tend to find if we do it when it's still wet, it just kind of smears. That largely could just be me doing it, but tends to work quite well. Bloody rude. Don't know how they can justify it, because like I ordered some prints from an American distributor at the start of the month, and you know the shipping was quite pricey, but it wasn't £67 pricey. That's like actually ridiculous. They're not like an EU store that you can buy it from. That was the EU store. It all comes from the USA. Even though you're buying from the EU store, it's still being fulfilled stateside. Ridiculous. Absolutely no way that's costing them. Like even if they're making 20% on their shipping, like there's still no way that's cost. Like it costs them 40 quid to ship that. Absolutely no way. I refuse to believe it. Like display is so expensive as well. Yeah, but like at least with display, it's like the cost is the product, not the shipping, right? I can kind of understand that because like I can imagine like printing onto like a metal like that. Not that's not going to be cheap for them either. And they've got like they handle like the production and the dispatch of that, so I can kind of get that. But a print, like a piece of paper, is crazy. Ooh, the Walls of a Space Hulk. Kind of. This is the boarding actions terrain set, which can be used for like boarding actions. I think the latest Kill Team expansion had them in as well, or like a version of them. When they go together, obviously, I guess depending which way you paint them, could definitely look like a Space Hulk. That's kind of what this is a commission. So the person who's asked for me to do them, this kind of gave me that sort of brief of wanted it quite dark and foreboding and kind of grim looking. That's what we're trying to do. Welcome on in, Echo Rider. Hope you're well. Hope your bit of Minecraft's going well. Anybody doesn't follow Echo Rider, I'm pretty sure he streams. Go and give him a little wee follow. What have we been up to today, Echo? Out and out. Memory serves, Echo Rider's on the same stream team that Mogs Minis is on. Friend of the channel. Great, Mogs, it's off. It's a new try. Do stream mainly building my model railway. Ooh, cool. We're on a break at the moment. Nice. We do have a Discord. If you I would actually personally love to see pictures of your model railway because it's something that I've always wanted to have, but just don't have the space for, or the budget for, amongst doing this already expensive hobby. So I would love to see any pictures, any and all pictures you have of model railways. I think they're great. Yeah, spaces at a premium in a terraced house. I mean, don't think it's necessarily a terraced house. Just could definitely convert what is a dressing room into a room with a model railway in. It's just not a great use of the space right now. The dream would be to get a one that's like on a winch or something. Moggy's my partner. I'm in your Discord. Nice. You'll have to come down and visit if you like. Yeah, no, that sounds really good. I'll come and hassle you for tea and model railways and miniatures and general hassle stuff. Budget's a funny thing when it comes to railways. It can be astronomical, but there's a few tricks you can do to make it very reasonable. Nice. Yeah, I guess it's kind of the same with doing like, obviously not on the same level, but doing like gaming board builds. Obviously like they're not as kind of intricately detailed, I guess, as some of the kind of the train setups. But I watch a lot of like board building, like YouTube channels. That have some really cool tips and tricks, and I really like that Luke Towan, who does the Boulder Creek Railroad. Really like his stuff as well. When I was getting into doing like diorama stuff, I watched quite a lot of model railway content exactly for that, because I wanted to do it on a somewhat reasonable budget and not break the bank. You excuse me. Moggs, how's it going? Thanks for popping on by. I'm absolutely obsessed with tea now. Thank you very much. Thank you for the shout out as well, Nisk. What's poppin'? How was the rest of your stream? I got called into a meeting, so I missed the end of it. Hope you had a wonderful time. Yeah, it was nice. It's weird streaming games, though. Yeah, I've tried a few times to stream some games, and it's not gone well. Yeah, it's like constant, right? Because when you're painting, you can just kind of stop and take a bit of a break. Read chat. Whereas I felt like I never had to stop talking when I was doing games. Whereas I feel like with painting, you can kind of get a bit and like absorb and then kind of come back out again. Probably didn't help that I was trying to do farm and sim farm builds or something. I think it was what I tried to stream the last time we played games. We're just working on some boarding action walls at the moment. Just happened to echo there about them. And we finished like a little one-off commission. If you where is it? This guy here. So, excuse me, a red Corsair Chaos Space Marine kill team. Super happy with the red, super vibrant. Ooh. Big lad, yes. He's a thick bitch. There we go, we can see that a little bit better now. Super muddy, super dusty, covered in rockets. Just as any self-respecting Chaos Space Marine should be. Love this terrain. Yeah, me too, actually. Like, I'm lamenting over it because it's taken far longer than I had anticipated it taking. This is for a commission as well. Which is not the end of the world, you know, it's not my job or nothing. But I think I've like kind of like the halfway point now. You can find some finished bits. It's a finished one. It's a finished one. That's a finished one. Grab some finished bits to show off. Oh. Yeah. Crap everywhere. This is kind of what they look like when they're all done. Zoom. Yes, this is kind of what they'll end up like turning out like once they're all done. I think the like the time spent on them's been worth it to make them look really nice for the old client. The set's like fully modular, so these tabs just kind of click into the slot, and there's like square bits that go on the top to kind of link it all together. It's actually really nice, well put together and well thought out. Got a selection of terrain. Really, another one of the first bits that I did. Yeah, we're just trying to clear some commission projects off. The little dude was one. These walls are one, and then I've got a one set beside us to do some World War II stuff for a game called 0200 Hours, which is like a stealth, like a stealth operative kind of World War II game sort of thing. Looks pretty cool. Like World War II historic wargaming's kind of like my wheelhouse. Just quick hits and quick wins. Right. The plan now really is just to sit and work on not dropping white spirit all over myself. Should be good. We're going to start streaking some of this rust. That moistened. A little too dry. Stinky, stinky white spirit everywhere. And rust effect everywhere. The worst part about doing these pics in the works in progress in your Discord. Ooh, very cool. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna just lay a layer of this down. This side. And I'm gonna go and ogle at model railways. Super excited. Work in progress. Oh my shite. That's a fairly stonking little setup you've got going on there. Holy fuck. That looks amazing. So much there. So much to unpack in a good way. Like immediately I was drawn to like the little like brick buildings and the red buses. I was like, oh, I can see the railways, and then I was like, oh, then there's the glass like promenades at the station. And then it just keeps going and going and going and going. Big hill. That's fucking outstanding. Absolutely mind blown. Like that you've got like the little cutout bit in the middle where you can sit and kind of control it all from. That was kind of like what I had in mind as well. Yeah, of course, your Echo. Yeah, he does some very comfy railway streaming on occasion. Yeah, I was asking him before if he does some streams. So I would love to like I was saying, like, I'm absolutely like fascinated by people who can do scenic. I've dabbled a little bit in diorama building. Done one, which took a long. Like it took. The problem I tend to find with doing like dioramas is it takes so long for me to complete. Um, that I tend to like worry that I'm going to lose interest. So I'm always blown away by people who've got the conviction to kind of work on something that size. Absolutely outstanding. So your dad is blind and can't bend much now, so I've rewired the thing to have controls of the main line on one side and the branch line in the 09 in the center. Outstanding. Yeah, exactly what Nisk says as well. Please feel free to make use of the self-promotion channel on the Discord. That's what it's there for. And I would love to come and see some chew trains. And absolutely, you can post an Instagram link as well. Sorry, I don't know if you missed that before. I want to make sure that was received. Once this is finished, you'll need 3 to 4 people to operate the set. Standing. I work with 00 gauge and 009, so narrow gauge and standard. A lot of the fleet is either something that I've driven or a family connection to. This is kind of why I like a lot of the like model railway stuff, because invariably it comes from people who have like a genuine passion for like locomotion engines. A lot of people I've spoken to who do it tend not to do it. Like they tend not to like fall into it without having that love there first, whether it comes from like family or just a genuine passion. So I find it really quite heartwarming when people tell stories like that. Let's set up September page. You're most welcome to visit. Absolutely, will definitely take you up on that offer. Hopefully sooner rather than later. That would be swell. I would love to see that in person for sure. If his wife won't drive him down, I'm sure I will. So Nigel Gresley dropped me off at uni. Story for the like fucking hell. Oh, we've been invited down to go and visit Echo and Moggs, mostly to drink tea and play with the train set from the sounds of things, which I'm all about. I'm not gonna lie. That's proper made me Monday. Might have singly been the most northern thing I've ever said in my life.
You're the best!
Oh, and a sub as well. Thank you very much. Very kind of you, Echo. Thank you very much for the sub. You are indeed the best. It's only Mr. Talk knows. Yes, I've been playing the Innsmouth case on stream. The Innsmouth case. Is that the Choose Your Own Adventure thing that I was playing a little while ago? Played that on stream as well, didn't I? It is such a good game, that. Such a good game. I still play that every now and then. Some of the endings are crazy. Yeah, I think I picked it up. I think it was from a Humble Bundle, maybe? Board games is the other major thing we do. Love it. Yeah, we love board games as well. the weirder and more abstract kind of the better. Oh, I've been playing that too. It's such a good game. It was that was the very first game that I think I streamed. Was the Inthmarth Case. It was either that or the original Fallout, one of the two. And I streamed it to like, because it was back when I very first started streaming during the lockdown. So I think I streamed it to a grand total of about 3 people, trying to get them to do the choices, and I'm just doing my own thing. So fun though. I think I did a couple of runs in the stream. I loved like the art style of it as well. I think it was a great game. It's so good. So are we doing a mini painter tabletop RPG con risky? Yeah, definitely sounds like a plan. Sounds good. That would be really wholesome. No, that'd be good. I'm like mad keen to do things with other people, especially creative stuff. Niskratis runs a lot of and plays a lot of D&D as well, and is one of my, well, it's part of the regular tabletop role playing group that I play with. Currently doing Call of Cthulhu at the moment, battling our way through Masks of Nyarlathotep. Between Mordheim, my man, fucking love Mordheim. Between Mordheim, Warhammer Fantasy, and board games, there's plenty to do. Yeah, you're gonna make me spend silly money putting together a Mordheim gang again. God damn. How far north are you, lad? Pretty fucking north, I'll be honest. We're up in just outside of Newcastle, in the sleepy town of Gateshead, just off the River Tyne. So yeah, pretty fucking north. Got a vague idea of where obviously it's based. It's just not my place to share. It's the loves of my life. I have helped with the construction of the Mutiny of Marienburg expansion for Mordheim. Hell. Been a long time since I played Mordheim. That was the first game that I tabletop game that I played that got me away from the Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle Earth game. That was kind of what I started with, and then Mordheim was kind of my introduction to the the Warhammer Fantasy world, as it was. So it always has a special place in me little art. Already pretty heckin' far. Yes, yeah, we are. We are pretty much north of the wall. Well, not quite north of the wall, but handily, pretty decent spot for like trains and coaches and stuff. You're south of London, yeah. I mean, it's one of them things, right? Where there's a will, there's a way. That's what I'm saying. Can make it work. You know what I mean? Do we have trains for those long journeys? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like and the trains are pretty decent from kind of up here down over. As far as memory serves, so sure if we were to sort something out, we could like a nice long train ride. Yeah, me and Bumber have done a few, not like stupidly long ones. We've only been to uh like London proper the once. We came down to Wembley for the NFL. Probably a long time ago now. I think apart from that, we've been to Manchester Airport once. Not particularly well travelled when it comes to the UK, unfortunately. Mrs. Bumperpants likes he enjoys a ride on a tube train. I want to do a fancy train like the Orient Express, the Golden Arrow. I have to book some time off work and head down some point. Yeah, man. Like I say, where there's a will, there's a way. Mugs likes this plan. Echo Rider, my internal nerd's about to come back. Sad truth, but the Orient Express is no longer steam hauled. It loses some of its magic, but you are biased towards the steamers. Really? What's it? What is it now? Then? It's not steam. It's just like a proper stupid question, but like, it's not a steam engine. Then what is it? You know what I mean? Like I generally know nothing about like trains or anything. Just like a diesel engine or something. Assume something more modern. Yeah. I just would have thought, like they would the pump like fake steam sounds out. I feel like that's kind of the whole like appeal of doing something like that, surely, right? Caledonian Sleeper and the Cornish Riviera are great to go on. Goodness gratis, it wouldn't do it. The beauty of the steam train for me is, at least it's probably why I like church organs so much, it's that they are alive. Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah. Right, I think we've like, in my excitement for making travel plans, I've seemed to have kicked the living fuck out of doing the streaking on all of these. Thought I was going to have a little visitor there. Right. They eat, drink, and breathe, and if something's wrong, they will whine in a certain way. They're the closest to a living thing without being it. It's really interesting. Never really kind of thought of it that way. Corners. I'm all out of cock. It's not something you really pick up unless you've driven or been on the footplate for a long period of time. Huh. Did you say you're out of cock? Yes, yeah. Have you ever heard that expression before? I'm all out of cock. Like, it's all out of, all out of whack. That northern thing. It's a very odd sensation when you say something to the local and it talks back. I feel like I've missed out on like a whole sort of like life experience of sort of seeing, like, you know what I mean, like having that, because even though like sort of like the Newcastle area was like big industry town for a long time, it was all, a lot of it was coal, so like there's nobody, like there was nobody in my family, at least anyway, that was like sort of on the trains, so to speak, as far as I know. Oh, you see, not heard that one? Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, you should just hang about my stream just for weird turns of phrase, because I come up with some belters sometimes. Feel free to use that one as well, by the way. Not, not free. It's free for use. Other uses are it's altacock, meaning like it's all gone to shit. Spummer pad, car map, and there's some sleep stories from some famous train rides around the world. It's super relaxing. You know, if I use it, chat might offer me something smutty. Yeah, I mean that's fair. No, no risk of that happening here, I guess. Kind of going around and just titivating some of this rust at the minute. love the way this stuff like tweaks as you blend it out. It's great. All to cock, gone to cock, out of cock. It's just cock on the risky stream. Got a couple of wacky stories from time on the rails. I will definitely have to save them for when we but if and when we ever do get to meet. What pigments I use in risky? It is it's an enamel paint by AK Interactive. It's called Rust Streaks. So with it being an enamel, you need to thin it and clean it with white spirit. Works very similar to like oil paint if you've used oil paints before. But you basically have to, like, the way that I do it anyway is you take it out of the pot when it's like really thick, and then just kind of like dot it or like do lines across the top of something. So for instance, like I would do it if I find a place. So like I would do it across the top of here and just put like a line across, just like splodge it on, let it dry, and then come in with like a knackered brush, like a one that's like splayed out. Or I have this is a sawtooth brush. And you can get different ones, like flared brushes as well. Moisten it with the white spirit, which is the solvent for the rust streaks, and then I just flick it down like that. That then just blends it and kind of takes it away, and then you just get left with like really subtle streaks. And because it's enamel, they are infinitely reactivatable with white spirit. Means that if it dries and it's really harsh, you can just go at it again to feather it out, or you can just keep applying more to build it up. Much in the same way that oils work. Hope that helps. Can't you watch chat? We skipped to buy the Cock of the North logo now because of you. Belter. Actual train name, and Hush Hush and the Gay Crusader, right? Almost fed the cats, thank you. Give it a Google. We have to get some. It looks like a really good one. Yeah, I really like it. They do a whole bunch of other ones. Weathering series. The one that you might have seen is Streaking Grime. It was doing the rounds a while ago on like YouTube. Like a lot of like YouTube tutorials were using it to do like grimdark, like easy grimdark miniatures. So you would paint something up like quite bright. So it worked really well on things like Death Guard, for instance, or like Space Marines. It works quite well on like something that's like really quite bright and vibrant. So you paint it up and then you like literally lash it, cover it with Streaking Grime, let it dry, and then come back in with like a cotton bud or like these little like makeup kind of applicator sponges, and then you just wipe it away in like a downward motion, and it gives it like build up of like dirt and gives you like recessed shading really easily. So like this Streaking Grime's like kind of like really like a browny green kind of color, and then there's Winter Streaking Grime, which I think's a bit more greeny grey. But I'll be honest, it looks the same to me. And when I've used it, kind of been this. I don't really like this. I guess it's a bit more greeny. But I use these quite a bit, especially on things like vehicles or buildings. They work quite well on. The other rust one that I use is this Dirty Down water soluble rust paint. This is a bit of a funny one to use. It's actually like a special effects makeup product. You have to make sure that the pot's warm and the thing that you're painting is warm. Basically, like you slap it on, let it start to dry, and then kind of like thin it out with water. But when it dries, it's supposed to give like a natural rust kind of colour. So that's what I did on this base here, and I just kind of went over with like a dry brush of silver, so you can kind of see you get like a very natural patina of like the bright orange rust to like the dark orange rust. Like I did the same on these ones. see that one's a bit more kind of orangey, like red oxide. And this one's kind of a bit more dark. It's a bit less, or rather, it's a bit more random. I think you won't have much control over it. Like it dries the way it dries. So if it's a little bit too thick or a little bit too thin, it'll end up just being either really dark or really bright. And once it starts drying, you kind of have to leave it with it being that's my train of thought. I was gonna say. Good job, Risky. Dries very natural, so it naturally varies in shade, yeah. Exactly that. I've seen some other ones as well. There's another one being brought out recently, Rust Effects. This might become apparent. I'm big into my Rust Effects. Yeah, just my brain fell out my ass halfway through that stream of consciousness. Was another Rust product that I looked at, which was actually has like ground up iron filings in it, which when the solution in evaporates, it effectively oxidizes the iron oxide or something, and like it actually rusts. It's like proper rust. It's not like a rust effect. It's actual rust. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. I have an actual rust on my my thing. You want some? What, the actual rust stuff? See if I can find it. Anyway, I can't remember it now what it's called, but I will find it and I'll send you a message with it on. I think that's this set of walls. Done. Coming up to 10 of a flock. Right. It's done. I think all we've got left now of the walls is got all of these little walls to do. Destruction. Well, right, so we've got, how many of these have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It never ends. 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, that's not so bad. So we've got 12 walls left to do before this commission is over. We've done kind of the easy bits on these, which was just to hit them with like an airbrush of some dark grey, and then we come in with a light grey and just dry brush it to give it like the kind of the detailing, and then we airbrush in all the lights and then do all the rust. So I want to try and get this done probably this week if I can, so I can get it back off to the client. We can get the last bits of the money for it, which will help immeasurably. I think that's what we're going to work on stream this week, I think, getting this out of the way with. and then we can make a start on the next one, which is a whole bunch of World War II stuff. Also got this big bag of, oh no, these are completed bits. Right, okay. Where's the other bag gone? Oh. This bag, this giant bag of the top pieces that kind of connect it all together, which we're going to have to sit and do at some point. But I think for them, I'm just going to dry brush them and cover them in rust effects, I think, to make it all nice and dark. That's the plan, at least, anyway. Yeah, I think we'll probably wrap it up there. We are getting on in time. Clear this off the way. Let's see if we can go and find someone to raid. So I'm just going to kick us over to this screen here, which has a lovely video of all the social media, my website, and everything on there. So feel free to check all that out. Find someone to raid. If anybody has any recommendations, I'll take recommendations. Go online. Yes, lovely to see you again, Mugs. I'll catch you again in your stream. I got nothing. That's okay. I think we've got Ridgecraft, who I think's just returned to streaming after a bit of a break. So let's go and see Ridgecraft. Ridge _ craft. Yes, lovely speaking to you both. We'll definitely make plans to get something done. Thank you for everyone who's stuck around and watched, whether you've been here since the start or towards the end, whether you've lurked or whether you've chatted. Couple new followers from Worm from Eddie and Riso from Echo, or first time sub from Echo rather. Really appreciate it. We'll be back online on Wednesday about 7 p.m. ish. So until then, we'll catch you on the flip side. Feel free to join the Discord, check out my Instagram. We do have a countdown timer for this raid, not like the last one, so we definitely know where we're going to end. So until next time, peace out, and I'll see you later. Bye.